It's a movie about tornadoes. Into the Storm is a movie about tornadoes. That's kind of it. There's nothing really to talk about almost. Doing this review just felt like, I saw it, I might as well talk about it, but is this an anticipated movie? This movie literally, I worked at the theater and some people came to see it. It's actually, it came and gone a while ago. It's been a couple weeks and I just felt like talking about it now. Specifically, I had my wisdom teeth pulled out, so kind of couldn't do a video for a while. This movie stars, I have no idea who. Mostly a bunch of bland generic characters or maybe a couple cliches and some well CGI tornadoes, I'd say. You know, it's not amazing CGI, but I thought it was pretty good. I watched it, I was like, you know what, that's pretty cool looking. If anything else this movie gets wrong, at least it is a good tornado spectacle with one jaw-dropping moment where I started laughing in a good way, which I'll talk about. The story is basically a giant tornado is coming to destroy a town, and it is giant. It's like one tornado and then many tornadoes that join up to build a giant ass tornado and stuff. And it's really cool to look at. And then it's a bunch of different characters that no one cares about or likes because they're bland, generic, boring, shitty that all sort of come together to try to survive it. What do we got? A teenager who likes a girl, and the girl, she's hot, she's got big boobs. I don't know why I noticed that. Her boobies were very nice, and that's the extent of her character. Sorry, she wasn't a good actress, neither was he. But her boobs, man, it was actually distracting for some reason. I usually don't notice this. Okay, I watched Captain America the Winter Soldier with Scarlett frickin' Johansson, and I still paid attention to the movie. But in a shitty movie like this, it's like, what's good in this movie? Boobies! That guy got his little brother who was kind of entertaining, kind of annoying. Their dad, who is like he almost reminded me of Hugh Jackman for some reason. He's a real hard ass. The main woman of the movie, who I believe is off Walking Dead or something, and she's part of a group of storm chasers. They got a giant ass tank. If you saw Fast Five, the thing The Rock is driving, it's essentially those. The Titus, it's like a big army tank vehicle built to kind of, it has giant spikes that can stab into the ground. It wants to film the inside, the eye of the tornado, and so it's heavy dutied out with armors to survive a tornado, because otherwise if they just showed up in a Toyota Corolla and try to film it with a flip camera, they're gonna. And then you got a whole bunch of more characters from that group of the Storm Chasers, and then you also get two of the most annoying movie characters in cinema history, the Jar Jar Binks of this movie, the two rednecks. There is no God. Is that all the characters? All that I can remember at the moment. There might have been more, I don't care. They are all bad. Some of the acting was alright. The Hugh Jackman lookalike teacher, dad, whatever, he was alright. Out of all the actors, he was one of the more favorite ones, just for the fact that at least he's got a character of being a hard ass. There's only one character that's like more defined than one-dimensional. It's the main storm chaser guy. He just wants to film this because it can help for science studies in the future and prevent these tornadoes in the future and shit like that. And he's very much like, it's all about the footage, it's all about filming it. At times when it's ridiculous. And I'll talk about that, but he's the only character that felt defined by more than one dimension. Everyone else is very one-dimensional, generic, bland, boring. Maybe they got boobies that might help. But like I said, the tornadoes look good, but this movie is dumb. It is dumb, dumb, dumb. When it's not showing the awesome spectacle that is this tornado, it is dumb. And even when it is showing the tornado, it's dumb. You got characters with flip cameras or good cameras just sitting there like, oh my god, the tornado is literally about 20 feet away from me. Gonna keep filming. Okay, it's getting closer. Okay, maybe I'm not considering running away yet. Okay, it literally just stole my buddy. It's about this far. I can touch it. Maybe I'll run away now. Like, it's almost that bad. It's like, you're at one end of the street, the tornado's at the other. How close does it have to get before you run? Get your ass out of there. Storm chaser or not, it's just stupid, because some of these people aren't. The redneck characters literally see a tornado swallowing up the street, and what was unintentionally hilarious, their town's getting destroyed, and they're like, awesome, because they're filming the tornado. It's like, so how many people just lost their houses and stuff? Like, tornadoes are scary in real life, because that's just like that. Nature will swallow up your town, your house, everything you own and shit, and destroy it. That's terrifying and sad, and these people are just losing their shit. Like, oh cool, a tornado tore my town up. Woo, Jim and Bob, give me another beer. Like, those guys, fucking, I hate them. I hate them, they're bad. And I'm gonna get a little spoilerific to talk about it, but those fuckers lived! There is no God. Of all the movie characters to kill, we think we get to see them get flung into a tornado. No, they lived. Why? Like pretty much most of the characters survived. One dude who was really dumb, who wanted to quit the whole tornado thing, is like, I don't want this, I want to go home, I want to see my mom or whatever, and then later he's like, I'll film it for you, I'm running right up into it. And the tornado catches on fire, like it swallows up a car, there's an explosion, so it's a fire tornado, and that was awesome, and the guy gets swallowed up into it and burns alive while he's getting spun around. I started laughing and I loved it. I was like, that is awesome, I want to see more of that. I want to see people getting picked off by this tornado in at least cool ways. Well, you don't get a lot of that, unfortunately. You don't. You get somewhat heartfelt scenes, actually, where these two people are dying and they're accepting it and doing like last minute things. Because the gimmick of this movie is that it's all in found footage, which I haven't mentioned, but that's kind of a big part of it, is that it's mostly found footage, although they don't commit to it. It's like, okay, it's found footage, but when we need to, we're going to show shit that ain't found footage. It annoys me just because they're so painstakingly committing to a lot of this found footage, but then they just cheat sometimes, like, alright, no one would have the camera for this, but we want to show it anyway, go. Even though they could have did it more often to make characters seem less stupid. Like, my whole class is getting swallowed up, it's ripping the school up, but I still gotta film it. It's like, how about he throws the camera away and tries to live, and then just we see it from a third person perspective rather than his found footage. It's stupid and they don't commit to it 100%. That makes it seem lazy, something like Halloween Resurrection. That's bad. This movie has some really good moments that are just like awe-inspiring because of how cool it is. This tornado rips shit up and they botched one moment. To do more spoilers, sorry, I don't care anymore. This movie's kind of old, so this is a spoiler review, I guess. The Titus gets swallowed up with the one guy that we sort of know, and he goes up into the eye. He's swallowed up to the top. He's on the clouds and it's quiet, which was awesome. It's quiet, he's just slowly moving, and then he drops to the ground and slams into the ground. That should have been awesome. That was not awesome. Because it's like, oh, he's falling, and then we see him going like, ah! Like, he wasn't even acting it out very good. We should have had like a first-person found footage perspective of like feeling like we're up on the clouds, and then we slowly start tilting, and then we drop. We should feel like we're in that Titus, we're falling to the ground thousands of feet. We should be feeling like we're on a roller coaster. That would have been awesome, and they botched it, and that was the thing that just made me go like, you can't do this movie right. You have shitty characters, we don't care about if they live or die, and you're giving them emotional moments that ring so false and empty because we don't like the characters. Another thing that really bothered me, aside from the cliche characters, is just how bad the fucking dialogue is. The dialogue in this, really, during the movie, I was noticing like, is it too hard to ask for realistic dialogue? Like, really? Okay, the tornado just swallowed up a street. Is it too much to have a guy go like, holy shit, where's our son? Where's my son? We gotta go get him. He's gonna get fucking killed. Like, I want that. I don't want, we have to go get Jack. He might have died. Where is he? We need to go get him. Let's go. Like, that's the Hugh Jackman guy, basically. I want to see people freaking the fuck out, and we don't even get that. We get the most unrealistic, wooden, shitty dialogue, too. Ah, this movie. So, Into the Storm, did I talk about it long enough? Yeah, this movie. Great effects, everything else pretty shitty. That girl's boobs, though, were good. This is what I hold on to, folks. When you give me a shitty movie, I gotta focus on boobies. At least when that character's on screen, I'll be interested. And when the tornado's on screen, aside from that, I don't give a fuck about this movie. And there might be a sequel, because at one part in the dialogue they hint that something like this could happen again. New York, San Francisco, Tokyo, or something like that. And I was just like, wink, wink, sequel, cha-ching. Maybe, I don't know how well this movie did or anything. If they made a sequel, I would be interested just for more good, like, tornado effects. Anything else, though, I don't care. If the characters come back, it's like, whatever happened to that guy after the tornado? Gives a shit. I would give Into the Storm a C-. It is so bad, but those effects just kind of, the spectacle of it all kind of made me appreciate the movie, because I sat there, I saw some cool tornado destruction, good enough, but aside from that, this movie's bad. So comment below, tell me what's your favorite disaster movie. I can't even pick one. Maybe the new Godzilla. I don't know, Twister? I remember liking Twister a lot. Aside from that, I honestly don't remember a lot. And thanks for watching, I'll see you guys later.